Okay, everybody, hello. This is Sawyer189, or Sawyer's Comic Book Reviews, as I recently rebranded. So this is my first issue review for Vamplroniga, which is basically going to be the newest in the long line of Archie horror stuff. At first I thought this was a good idea, but they seem like they're kind of just flooding it now. But this is still pretty decent. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, this whole imprint started with Archie Afterlife, which I love. I think it's a good series. I haven't finished it yet. I need to catch up with it though. Then they came out with the Jughead werewolf stuff or whatever it's called, and I haven't actually read that one yet. But the covers look amazing, and it actually seems like a good idea. So they followed it with this one, which is Veronica as a vampire, which seems, on the nose enough. The names even kind of are similar. So basically, it starts off with this little, house party. The kids are getting drunk and shit, about to have some sex. All the normal teenager shit. And then a vampire pops up and starts attacking these people. And Veronica just pops out of nowhere, starts fighting them. And we get this pretty cool fight. And but then she gets overran by a couple, and then she falls into the pool, and the guys are like, "What the fuck just happened?" And then there's a blood, and she comes out all cool, all vampire like with red eyes and shit, and she's like, "Hey, cool party." And then we get a flashback to how everything started. So yeah, and that's kind of a formula they use in comic books a lot nowadays. Is you have a big action sequence at the beginning to establish, to catch the reader's attention with some action or some cool visuals, and then you tell the rest of the story through the flashbacks. I've noticed that lately, and it works for the most part. Usually, it works. The art changes a lot though. If you notice, the art changes a lot in this little segment versus the rest of the book. I don't even know if it's the same artist or if it's just like a different, or if it's the artist just drawing a different style. I don't know, but so of course Veronica's trying to get Archie to go on a date with her, but of course Archie's going with Betty because this is a storyline that's been going on for 60 years now or longer. I'm pretty sure, and we all know that they fight over Archie all the time, and there's always back and forth. And Reggie, of course, he's the rebound dude or whatever. The guy that Veronica grabs just to try to make Archie mad, but Archie don't even care. These stories are so like stale by now. The only thing that really makes them interesting is when they do stuff like this, where they kind of throw a supernatural or sci-fi element into it to kind of shit it up. And then even then, sometimes it doesn't work the best. So of course Veronica, her dad's having a client over. Her dad's a rich guy in town, and all. I don't even know. Did they ever say what he actually does? Like what he's rich for? But then him and his mom. I mean, him and her mom are dead. And then she's crying, and there's, you get a voiceover from this mysterious vampire dude. I'm sorry, there's a big glare on my phone right now. And he's trying to basically, like, feed on her. He does feed on her, but in the middle of the process, she's able to get her, like, a pin and stab him in the neck. Just enough to get him off of her so that she doesn't die. Because I'm pretty sure he's trying to drain her completely, because I don't think he wants to make vampires. I think he just wants to feed. But she survives. She runs away. She runs into Reggie. Reggie's like, "Oh shit!" Well, we don't know what it is because it's a bunch of weird words, symbols, but we know it means curse words. So they get into a wreck. She falls out because she ain't wearing her seatbelt. And yeah, she's kind of laying there all dead, and she gets up, and Reggie's hurt. Reggie's bleeding. He's unconscious, and she's about to drain him clean. But then she fights. She fights against her urges and runs into the forest. She's pulling glass out of her body. She's starting to realize what's going on, at least partly. And then we see Dad, the vampire dude, who I don't know that they gave a name to him yet. He finds Reggie in the car, and he's probably gonna do something horrible, like kill him or drain him or turn him into a vampire. And that's it. That's the issue. It's a pretty quick read, guys. It's a really quick read, honestly. Like, there's not a ton of dialogue in this book. You can get through it pretty fast, which is, might be a disappointment to some people. As far as the story, it's interesting. It gets straight to the point. It doesn't really build up a whole lot. There's not really a whole lot to build up. Most people know these characters very well, so you don't really have to worry about that in particular. They kind of kill off quite a few characters. I was surprised. Quite a few iconic Archie characters right in the first issue. I mean, the parents of Veronica, they kill. I think it looks like they kill Reggie. And Lodge, they kill Lodge in just random scene where she's fighting them, and that's one of the more. That's one of the characters I know better, actually, because I don't really know all these Archie characters. I just know some of the more established ones. But yeah, This was a quick read. The art's pretty good for the most part. I don't really have any issues with it. It didn't really like impress me like incredibly, but it also didn't disappoint me. It was pretty much what it needed to be, I guess. The story itself is, it's all right. It's not too cliche. It's not too it's not trying to be super hip or with the times, but it also doesn't feel like it's trapped in like the 60s. It feels like it feels like a perfect happy medium between like what teenagers might be like now and what teenagers were definitely like back then. So I did appreciate that. Action wise, there's a pretty good amount of action, enough to keep you interested. Like I said, it gets straight to the point. It doesn't really hold any time. I just noticed this cool little thing that the mirror shows her reflection, not his. That's a nice little detail that I didn't notice before. So yeah, it's an okay issue. It's nothing amazing though, guys. It's really nothing that special to me, at least not right now. I think Archie Afterlife's first issue impressed me a lot more than this did. Would I continue this series? Probably not. I don't think I would. The only reason I even bought this issue, honestly, was because it's a variant cover, and I heard this one might be a good speculation cover. But yeah, it's an okay issue. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 3. It's just kind of average. And in today's market with comics, we don't have enough money to just buy a bunch of average books. So I probably would pass on this in the next issue or so. But yeah, that's my review for Vamplroniga #1 First Blood. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to my new subscribers. Thanks to all my subscribers, honestly. And see you guys later.